All right, greetings, and back here again. It's time with the Superior Care Health Group, and to talk about the troubleshooting processes for the e-prescribing system. Again, my name is Dr. Henry Appiah. So, when we talk about troubleshooting, I guess we all have heard of finding solutions to some of the technical problems we have in our hospital systems. So I'm going to go through these few slides to highlight some of the processes and some of the problems we encounter and the solutions and possibly the recommendations that can be made to offset some of these problems. So let's go straight ahead and look at the e-prescribing system. It is simply the electronic transmission of a drug prescription directly to a pharmacy through EHR system, the electronic health record system technology, or you can also do it via standalone electronic prescribing suite. So there are local pharmacies who have them there, and there are some that are routed or networking within hospital systems where prescription can be sent from the provider's office, through electronic means to get to the pharmacy wherever they are. Okay. What are some of the common problems when it comes to e-prescribing systems? We have this dysfunctional software. That is when something become a problem to the software. Okay. And also when there are security and safety breaches, there are certain human errors that are committed that create some of these problems. So it kind of compromises patient privacy and patient information and all that. Then there are hardware problems. These are the operating systems that work some of the servers and the whole entire system or machinery which is used to operate these e-prescribing systems. Then there's a problem with the personnel. Okay, lack of training. We don't have trained personnel on site or wherever our pharmacy is, and when there's a problem, everything shuts down. Okay, which can obstruct workflow and all that. Then the general system failure, something happens, or some of the systems are not compatible, some of the softwares are not compatible with our system. Otherwise, having a e-prescribing system, a well-working e-prescribing system, is very, very, very important, and it has so many advantages with cost and screening for dose accuracy, drug-to-drug interactions, drug allergies, formulary preferences, and generic equivalents. So these are very important, but some of these problems must be addressed. So when we troubleshooting the problems, we want to look at a whole system, okay? And we should have some knowledge of the systems that we are looking at. Okay, so the knowledge will guide us to wherever we need to go and find the problems and some of the solutions that can be found and addressed. Then we have to identify the problems. Once we find the problems, we find where we're going with the problem. We have to be able to hone on onto the system. So we'll go through so many electronic materials that come with the system, hardware, software. We look at the entire system and then build some kind of, what we'll say, like go to the hospital, the doctor is confronted with a problem. He addresses so many, he do assessments and make sure that he picks so many possibilities to the cause of the problems or the illness, then keep working and by process of elimination, hone on onto the where the real problem is. So for these electronic gadgets and all that, those can also be done. Okay, and to hone on to the where exactly the problem is. So many structures will have to be tested. Okay, circuit boards and all that have to be tested depending on where the problem is. If it's something to do with the software, compromises, security, all those things will have to be, all those analysis will have to be done to be able to hone on to the problem. Then once we're looking for the problems, we also have to work with other technical experts in this area of health information technology. So if we even have a small IT unit in our facilities with an IT expert in there, it helps. Okay, otherwise we'll have ourselves, shot in the foot because we don't know what we're doing. All we do is we just go and enter our data and prescriptions and all, but there should be somebody around who have a little bit of technical knowledge for us to be able to find some of the on-site problems when they come. Then we don't find ourselves wanting and everything is gone helter-skelter. Everybody doesn't know what to do. Everybody is confused. We pick phones and call and all that. Okay, so we also have to work with some of these important area where we have technical experts or somebody to call who can come in quickly. It could be the vendors, it could be some other IT experts. Okay, then the problem can be fixed. So what are some of the problems we even encounter troubleshooting the problems? Okay, troubleshooting the problems is the lack of trained experts. Okay, lack of trained personnel. Pharmacies deal with the drugs and the pharmaceutical products and prescriptions and entering their prescriptions and all that, but if you are using a system that works optimally for you in that way, then you should have some idea about what to do. Okay, in case something little happens, but any little, you don't even know what the power outlet is or what powers your computers, then it's a problem. Okay, so the pharmacist will have to be trained to have a basic idea about the systems that make it possible for their work to, or facilitate their work. Then if we have absence of skilled IT expert on site, it's also another problem to troubleshoot, and everything shut down and everybody hold on and just hold back and sit back and watch until calls are made for somebody to be called to travel like 12 miles or 20 miles or 2-hour journey, 3, 4, 5 hours journey to get to your site before something can be fixed. So we should have an on-site expert. Then there should be this bond or partnership formed between the users. Okay, and could be the medical facility or the medical professionals themselves, then the pharmacy department and the vendors, so that in this coordinated fashion, when a problem comes about, everything is connected and we know what to do and who to call and everything. So those things have to be established. Then there should be an up-to-date resource on the systems. Okay, things change, things are improving, technology is advancing and all that. And all these units who use these prescribing systems must also upgrade or update their resources to make things better. Okay, so this is some of the problems that even get in the way of troubleshooting the problems. Okay, so what are some of the solutions? We have to create a prescribing incident report, because we have to do some analysis periodically and assessments, and we have to be able to come out with incident report tools. Okay, and these tools must be available to better track errors that occur internally. Okay, then we have to prioritize the refinement of the system that will facilitate the safety of the EHR systems and its use, and potentially improve provider satisfaction when it comes to these systems. Also, partnership must be formed between providers, pharmacists, and the vendor community, and this should be ongoing. Partnership and discussions, meetings should take place, and focusing on optimization of the EHR systems, because most of these prescribing systems, sometimes if you're working in a hospital, integrated into EHR systems, and if you work even outside the hospital, they still have a networking into the systems to interface with your EHR system. So there should be always be a discussion about optimization of the EHR system, the e-prescribing functionality. Using certain human factors approach will also make it better. Okay, so that there's an interface between pharmacy and e-prescribing systems to prevent order entry problems, transcription and dispensing errors. Okay, and also even to detect when there's a problem. Okay, and there should be an increased focus on addressing the usability of health ITs. What are the things that we can put in place to make these things work even when there's a trouble and all that? Experts, ET personnel and all that must be there. Then have on-site technical experts, and training programs for pharmacists on how to use this system, as well as on error and task interruption recovery. So when the system go down, if there's a small server there, they can retrieve information quickly and latch it onto a different computer and make use of it whilst the other one gets repaired. Okay, all this must be something that should be taking place so that workflow doesn't get too interrupted. And these are some of the recommendations. Organizations must train employees, practitioners to monitor unintended consequences locally. Okay, and in that wise, more research must be performed in order to maximize the expected safety benefits. So research has to go into these areas on improvements in every aspect of everything. Then the vendors and pharmacists must partner to optimize the design of e-prescribing system that better fits a pharmacist's workflow. So if you have a pharmacy and you want this thing, you know the preferences, you know your work, so there should be this interaction going on between the pharmacist and the vendors, so that they can optimally come up with the best ER system that will work optimally. And also, the pharmacist must be trained on how best to utilize the e-prescribing system. You should have a little bit of technical knowledge of the things you use, or have somebody on site, an IT expert you pay, to be able to help curb some of these occurrences. Okay, and these are your the references. Thank you very much, and we'll be here again.